right, I know Blake is a hard out at the end, but we'll take as many questions as we can. Who has the first question? I'll start with Kirsten.
Blake, I know you're someone who likes to take in a lot of information before each start. When you look at just the outing that you had against the Blue Jays in August, compared to kind of what you've been seeing or preparing for now, without giving anything away, what stands out to you as to how different this lineup just could be if you think it is?
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of confidence right now. They're doing a good job of just like each at bat, like fueling off of each other. And yeah, I was able to watch some games and really watch them. And no, I mean, they've always been a good lineup. Bat to ball's good. So yeah, I'm excited for the challenge.
Other questions? Got Russ on right up front.
Hey Blake, you obviously pitched in a World Series before, but going into this one, how does the night before compare to maybe that first time?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's just everything gets quiet and focused, and just start processing what you want to happen, what you're going to face, and just start, building from that.
Other questions? We'll go to Ron up on Blake's left.
For Toronto, Trey will be making his 7th ever big league start. I think your 7th start, you got your first ever road win at Coors Field. How unprepared do you think you would have been back then being thrown into a game like tomorrow's?
I don't know. I don't know his journey versus what my journey was to get to the big leagues. Maybe he's pitched in a lot of games that have prepared him for it. I mean, I know he's been doing good with the playoffs, had a really good game and a tough one and a decent one. So I don't know. There's just so much, he's facing a Dodgers lineup that's really good. How's he going to react to that? There's so many questions. And I don't know him personally, so I don't know like the makeup, but it's definitely a difficult task for him.
Just looking at yourself, how much more do you know about pitching in the major leagues now than you knew then?
Yeah, I was a baby. Yeah, I'm night and day different. Just experience is everything. It matters, and it's what makes pitchers really good. It's just time.
Thank you.
We'll stay in the same row. 2 over.
Hi, Blake. How much and in what aspects do you think you have improved since 2020?
2020. I would say just I've matured. I've grown up. I was kind of a kid still in 2020. To a man, family, wife. A lot's changed, yeah. And then with the game of baseball, just how I view it is a lot different. It's more personal than it's ever been, just because I know I only have so much time left. I'm not young, and I don't really think about the ending. To where now I'm just more appreciative of the moments, the time, and what these mean for my career.
4th row on your left, Blake. Tyler.
Blake, your last World Series game, everybody remembers it. Total dominance until they took you out. How long did it take you to process that whole night, and how often do you still think about it, and now that you're back here finally?
Yeah, I don't think about it really at all anymore. When it happened, I'd say probably for like a week, I was thinking about it, what could have been different, what I could have done, the ups and downs of just, feelings. But then it ultimately led to if I would have done more early on in my career to gain his trust, it would have been a different outcome, I think. So learn from it, and ultimately it made me a better pitcher, just because I understand the game more than just myself, just the pieces, the parts, and how it all works. So yeah, I mean, for about a week, the ups and downs of could have been a World Series champ, this, but there's still Game 7, and who knows if we win Game 6, and just so much in the air that, yeah, I finally just let it go.
2nd row in front, Blake. Claudia.
Hey Blake, how do you approach big game hitters like Guerrero Jr. and Springer?
I I can't really give too much away. They're veteran hitters. They know what they're doing. They know what they're looking for. They're going to be like, yeah, I don't know how to I could tell you in a week.
Up front on your left, Blake.
Blake, you won multiple Cy Youngs. You have pitched in the World Series, but where would this Game 1 start in a Dodgers uniform rank for your career?
Right now in the moment, it's the most important start of my career, yeah. Have a chance to win a World Series, the ultimate team goal, and yeah, this is probably the biggest start of my career.
That's third row up front, Jason.
Blake, I actually want to play off that question. The list of pitchers who have started Game 1 of a World Series for the Dodgers is pretty glittering. It's pretty famous. What does it mean to you to join that list?
I mean, yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I'd have to look at the list and see who's on there, but I have ideas. Yeah. But no, I mean, yeah, I mean, just wearing the uniform, a Dodger uniform, is special to me. So to be on that list is cool, but you want to have impact on that list. That's more important.
Do a few more. Third row on your left, Jack.
At the start of the playoffs, you talked about wanting to challenge yourself in this environment against the best players. I mean, what have you kind of learned going through these starts, and how much fun have you had just being in this kind of environment and pitching at this level, and all the little things that go into having successful postseason starts, being able to do that?
Yeah, you're just learning. Each start, you just learn. You go through the game, you dissect what you like, what you don't like, where you got lucky, or maybe you didn't get lucky, but you're just trying to find a way to get better, and you're trying to understand, what's the hitter trying to do. So it's the most important thing to pitching is understand what's their plan. How do you figure that part out? And then you have environments. You play on the road. When you're younger, you can let it spiral and get to you. As you get older, you just understand it's an environment, and how are you going to take it? Are you going to be a part of it? Are you going to enjoy it? Or you just kind of learn from it. But for me, I mean, this has been amazing. I pitched in Philly, Milwaukee. Both were great crowds, electric. I saw the crowd Game 6 and 7 here. Watched both of those games fully, and was really impressed with the crowd here as well. So I can't wait. I'm excited. It's going to be great energy, good baseball, two really good teams. Yeah, I just can't wait to be a part of it.
Do two last ones, Fabian.
Yeah, Blake, you always kind of talk about the idea of reading swings and sort of pitching off of that. How did you go about developing that? Is there anyone that sort of helped you along the way, like how to read swings, how to read hitters, and sort of how to apply that in the middle of a game?
Yeah. I mean, I've always loved watching the game. I've always loved baseball. I think that's the first part. But I think once I won the first Cy Young in 18, I was kind of clueless to how I did it. And then 19, I was like, I'm going to do it again. I'm the best, all that. And it didn't work. And I got hurt, and I thought I did everything I could to win it again. Then I realized, you have to get better. You have to learn. Winning a Cy Young is very difficult. And that's when I really started watching the game and developing a game plan. And, well, what's going to make me different? I got to be different. The only way to be, better is you got to be different than everybody. So watching the game, asking questions, asking the older guys questions, like how do I have to adjust when I get to this age? And then really just challenging myself every day, like how do I get better? By me doing that, I've just continually every year gotten so much better. But it's the people that the veterans, the older guys, pitching coaches that have all kind of helped me become the player I am now, but really the guy that I'm striving to be.
One last one. We'll finish up with Kirsten.
Just to continue with that conversation, coming to this team, you talked about wanting to pick Clayton Kershaw's brain. Are those the type of conversations you were having with him, and then looking at just the longevity that he's had in this league and wanting to attain that as well?
Yeah, and it's funny because everyone says well, how are those talks? How do you get there? But it's just conversations. It's just questions. You just ask questions, and we'll just have a normal conversation. But I'll ask questions on well, why'd you do this, or why were you thinking that way, or what do you think's the best part of your game? And then you ask that question, he replies, and then it's like, okay, well, how can you piece that to your game, and like, what does that look like to you? Because ultimately, like, you're building the best version of you, so you have to figure that part out. But Kershaw, like, the best thing that he does is he competes. Like, he could have nothing and he'll find a way to dominate because he's just so competitive. And it's like, how do you learn that? Like, it's, you got to ask questions, but then you got to figure out, like, what part of, like, how can you do that? And that's the tough part.
All right, Blake, thanks so much. Great to have you back in the World
Appreciate it.
Series. Appreciate it. All right, welcome back to the World Series. Who has the first question? We'll start with Kirsten on your left, Dave.
Dave, the Dodgers just announced that Alex Vesia is away from the team with his wife, Kayla. Just keeping the focus on the World Series in baseball, what does this mean for the bullpen and for the roster, and how you guys can find a way to replace someone just who's been so valuable for the group right now?
Yeah, you know what? I think right now we're in the mode of trying to, understand the process, the rules, a way that we could sort of, try to navigate the roster. So I think we have a little bit of time at 10 o'clock tomorrow or something like that to finalize our roster. But yeah, we're going through the process of trying to, backfill his spot on the roster.
Any questions for Dave? Go to Jack on your left.
So just to clarify that, are you anticipating he won't be available this series, or is there a way that maybe if it's like a bereavement situation or something like that, you could add him later?
You know what, honestly, Jack, I think we're just going day to day with really no expectations.
Go to Alden over there. Oh, Kevin.
Dave, with you guys having been here before and having a lot of veterans players on the team, and the Blue Jays, most of their guys seem kind of, really excited just to be here. Is there an advantage one way or the other? I mean, to them it's all new and they're very excited about it. To you guys, it's a big deal, but you've been here before. Is there an advantage to the experience versus the newness?
First off, we're very excited to be here as well. I think that some part of it you could argue that the naivete, the inexperience is a good thing, but I feel that the ability to manage moments, your heartbeat, is advantageous and understand, especially in a 7-game series. So I think that we're equipped to play well, and we're facing a very good ball club. But yeah, I like the experience, but also like the enthusiasm that those guys have, and we have some of those guys too.
Third row to your left, Sonia.
Hey Dave, saw that you were having kind of a long conversation with Andy Pajes the other day back in LA. What were you talking with him about, and are you kind of seeing him making the adjustments he needs to ahead of this series?
Yeah, we were just talking about some approach stuff at the bat. I think he's valuable in the sense of having his center field defense, and I just see him getting some big hits for us and trying to continue to look forward and free him up mentally. And that's just kind of a lot of the thought behind me having a chat and just letting him know I'm supporting him and I still believe in him. And that's kind of the genesis.
At the beginning of the season, there was kind of a similar situation. Do you think maybe with a guy like him where he's at, this layoff could almost help him free himself up, like you said?
I think so. I think so. With young players, confidence is something you've always got to keep an eye on, and it can go awry pretty quickly if they're not having success. And so I just wanted to make sure that to keep him in a good headspace. But yeah, to be able to, not have to get hits and take some time to have some lives, not have to look at the scoreboard and feel better about your swing. I think there's some good for that, to that for Andy for sure.
Second row up front, Barry.
Hey, Doug. What do you expect to get from Kershaw in this series? Would you like to get him in there to get him one more appearance before the end of his career? I know this is strategic, it's not sentimental, but what's your thoughts on it?
I would love to get Clayton in there at some point, but I'm going to pitch the best players I feel are the best in that particular moment. And so if it happens, that'd be great.
But he's going to be on the roster again, right?
He's on the roster, yes.
Third row on your left, Fabian.
Yeah, Dave. How different of a World Series do you think this will be for Shohei, especially considering how early in last year's series he got injured?
I hope it's completely different for Shohei. Certainly having him healthy going in is a great thing. I think him kind of feeding off that last game is a good thing. You know, last year it was just more of just being able to post and stand in the batter's box and do whatever he could to sort of help us. Where I think this year he's equipped to have a big series, and he's just going to have to be smart and disciplined because they're going to pitch him careful, and he's just got to be smart. And if he's disciplined, then it should bode well for him and for all of us.
In that series last year, and even during when he was struggling earlier this year, like in the postseason, like how much did you sort of feel other teams feeling his presence in the box, even if he's not swinging or if he's not 100% offensively?
You feel Shohei when he's in the hole, let alone on deck or in the batter's box. You feel it. He's always looming, and it certainly, you know, whether he's swinging the bat well or not, he has the ability to impact the game. So you feel it.
Fourth row on your left, Tyler.
Dave, you know, you obviously have had great pitching from your starters. How challenging was it, I guess, to make sure all those guys would be at optimal strength, you know, on October 1st with given their histories and, you know, knowing that you probably weren't going to get 33 starts out of all four of those guys?
You know, I don't think it was challenging, Tyler, but it wasn't difficult because I think, you know, that was the goal of the organization, you know, the coaches, front office, myself, to how do we get these guys to be at optimal performance, you know, towards the end of the season. And so then the question is, how do you get there? And so redlining those guys, pushing those guys, shortening their rehabs to try to win X amount of games wasn't the answer, in our opinion. And so we had other guys step up, younger players, fill innings. But with that, we were able to kind of build guys up the right way to then have them ready to go. So this wasn't by chance. It was a calculated decision. But yeah, the cost was in the regular season, we just weren't optimal, you know, throughout the summer.
4 rows back on your right, Dave.
Hi, Dave. There have been a lot of people framing this series as a David versus Goliath battle. I'm curious if you see your team as the Goliath in this.
Or David. I mean, hey, they're from the East, and that's the AL East. Yeah, you know what? We got really good players. They got really good players. So the great thing about baseball is anything can happen. This is it's going to be a great series. These guys are on a high right now. So we're expecting a battle. And so we certainly don't see it that way.
Second row on your left, Dave.
Hi, Dave. As a player, you share the clubhouse with really great players, and you also face good pitchers. As a manager, you have managed really great pitchers, and you have faced really great pitchers. Saying that, do you think that the one you have is the best rotation you have seen in your MLB career?
Yeah, I think for me as a player coach, it's the best that rotation I've been a part of. But when you're talking about, you know, the Braves in the 90s, you know, you're talking about Hall of Famers, and so we still got some work to do. But I'm really, you know, it's really good having healthy starters. And like I've said all along, it's just the goal is to let your best pitchers, you know, take down the most outs. And because they're throwing the baseball the way they are, you know, it kind of sets everything else up.
2 people more to the left, Ron.
Do you anticipate staying with Glasnow for 3 and Ohtani for 4?
Haven't completely, you know, landed on that one, but most likely.
Third row on your right, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Jay.
I have two questions. One, do you still expect the same pitchers for this series? And two, when you win the championship series, you mentioned that let's win 4 more wins and ruin the baseball. Do you feel like you became a villain?
Jay. What was the first question, Jay?
I mean, how many pitchers are going to bring this series?
Yeah, I think we're going to go the same kind of similar roster. Similar. There might be a couple little tweaks, Jay. I don't feel like I'm the villain. I was just poking fun at some people that said that the Dodgers were ruining baseball. Clearly, I don't believe that. I think that baseball is in a great place right now. Very great players, very exciting. Viewership is up. This is going to be a great World Series. So I was just having a little fun with people that said that about the Dodgers, but I hope I'm not the villain.
Do a couple more. Second row on your right, Dave.
Hi there. It's the World Series. You're in Toronto. Do you have any special memory in Canada?
You know, I love Toronto. Toronto's a great city, great people. Canada's a great country. I remember being here with the Indians at the time and, you know, having a good series and just playing the Blue Jays. And so played here when I was with the Dodgers, stayed in the hotel room in center field one time, so that was fun. But yeah, I have nothing but fond memories, yes.
Standing against the wall on your right, Doc.
Hi, Dave. At this point of the World Series, do you think you have a stronger team than the last year?
Yes, I do. I do. I think that, you know, Shohei is healthy, as we mentioned. The starting staff is in much better shape. And position player-wise, we're healthy. So, yeah, I do.
One or two last ones for Doc. All right, we'll finish up with Claudia. If we can just get her the microphone in the middle.
Hi, Dave. Do you expect your starting rotation go deep in this World Series?
I do. I do. I expect them to pitch well, yes.
All right, Dave, if you're a villain, you're a very friendly one, so thank you.
Thanks, Jay.